I can't put into words how frustrated and angry this whole topic makes me, because the other day Putin is holding up a draft peace treaty signed by Ukraine and Russia, and nothing in the media, nothing. This is from CNN. All they said is Putin blames Ukraine for lack of talks as African leaders press for peace. Do you think they mentioned just once in one sentence that Putin held up a draft peace treaty signed over a year ago by Russia and Ukraine? No mention, right? Like, let's just talk about Putin and blaming the Ukrainians instead of, holy crap, he held up a what? A peace treaty, a draft peace treaty signed. How do you call yourself a journalist? How do you call yourself a goddamn human being with a brain, and you don't talk about this? This is one of the craziest things in the entire war, and you don't mention it? Again, same thing. What do you think they did in German? I went digging, of course, in the German media. Here's ZDF. This is German. Nothing. Putin weist afrikanische Vermittler zurück. Not one word. Zero about the peace treaty. What about French? Oh, here's actually an Austrian one. Der Standard, right? Putin weist afrikanische Vermittler brüsk zurück. Again, not one single word. I went and looked in French. Here's Le Monde. All right, look at the article. Guerre en Ukraine après Kiev, des dirigeants africains en Russie pour tenter une médiation avec Moscou. So they just say that there are African leaders who came to Moscow to talk about the peace, a potential settlement. Again, what? Yes, they did. And what happened during this meeting with the African leaders? What did Putin do? He held up a peace treaty. Did the French media mention it? No, of course not. No, why should we do that? Here, just look at this. I did this when the story broke. And here it is again. So look, I went on Google and I typed Putin draft treaty. You have one thing from the Independent, okay, where it says Putin shows off draft peace agreement with Ukraine. So that's a British outlet. Forget this TASS and RT, because that's, oh my God, it's Russian state media. So we'll forget those. And above that we have Hindustan Times, okay, which is Indian, and I mean, like, this is pathetic that you have two outlets. Pathetic. Where's BBC? Where's The Guardian? Where's CNN? Where's ABC? Where's PBS? How do you not cover this? Here, look, I typed in Putin draft treaty, and I went on news specifically, and I looked for the filter for. I set the time filter to the past week. Nothing. You have, just as I mentioned, The Independent, Hindustan Times. There's Mint here. Like, I mean, what is that? Like, you have 5 things. Where are the huge mainstream outlets of the West? The English speaking, the French speaking, the German speaking? No, nothing. Not a word. Here, I did it again. This is the second screenshot. You have one from AOL UK and from MSN. And once again, I mean, MSN usually use a wire service. So maybe they wired that from Independent. I'm not sure, but I call this pathetic. Again, I can't put into words, and I speak for a living, okay? I speak for a living, and I cannot put into words how absolutely disgusted and repulsed I am by this so-called, work of journalists, this body of work, this non-existent body of work from people who report on news for a living, right? They talk about news for a living. Where is it? This is, as I said, this is one of the biggest news stories of the year, of the entire war. Two sides you got Ukraine and Russia. It's really Washington and Russia fighting each other, and they actually signed something, and you don't mention it. This is a real document. Again, you can hate Putin all you like. The guy is the head of state in Russia. He's not a clown. When he holds up this document, which people can see and read, and I showed it to you, that means it's a real document. And even let's say you hate him and you think he's lying. Fine. Then tell me that. Then say Putin, the liar, held up this document that is a complete sham. They don't even mention it. I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm done. I'm done. Really, I'm done with these people. I've given up a long time ago on these, on mainstream media. Anyway, I mean, who the hell ever trusted them, right? They have explosive stories. They don't touch it because it's not convenient for their narrative. Because all they've been telling you is Russia's evil. Russia wants to wage war. Russia is imperialist. That's a funny one in 2023. That's really funny. Russia is this and that. Russia's the source of all evil on earth. So when you hear, oh my God, they actually signed a peace deal, you know, this makes everything that they've told you collapse. It all goes out the window. So they have, and you know, their job is they're controlled media. This is what you call controlled media. You know, people think like, oh, the world is becoming 1984, and it's way worse than that. 1984 is a joke compared to this. This is a joke. This is like a Twilight episode that you are watching, and it never ends. It's all the Twilight episodes mixed into one, right? Rolled into one. That's it. It's way worse. This is what you call controlled media. I mean, the blackout here, again, let me tell you, I know how to look up news. I know how to find things and research things, and I do this every single day for multiple stories. Every day, I'm searching and plowing through things and looking for things. When I tell you that they didn't report on this, you take my word for that, and you can take it to the bank. They did not report on this. The biggest outlets in French, in German, in English didn't report that Putin held up a signed draft treaty, peace deal between Ukraine and Russia. That's a fact.